Okay, so hello guys. This is going to be our training on Math 95, and I guess specifically for the new people, but I've gone ahead and posted it for the returning people too. I talked about it at the department meeting. We've had a few, just general things they want you to know. So bear with me if you know it already, but otherwise, listen. Okay, so this is the class, essentially. They do it on MyLabs Plus, which I'm pretty sure all you are at least somewhat familiar with. You probably used it at some point. But, okay, so the class is made up. See, here are all the stuff they have to do. And these are all the homeworks and quizzes and things in the MyLabs Plus. But it's broken up into topics, right? A bunch of topics make up a lesson, right? So we have a quiz at the end of each lesson. And all the quizzes make up a unit. So there are either 5 units or 6 units, depending on if you're in Math 95 or Math 96. Right, so that's really the only difference in the classes. They have the same stuff, and they'll mostly look the same and be doing the same amount of things. All right, so within each topic, first there is a video for them to watch, some concept checks. You know what? Let me go ahead and label them like A, B, yeah, and C, homework. So the concept checks are essentially just some, I think it's like 4 definition questions based on the video. And the homework's going to be several, exercise kind of questions. And you're going to need 90% on the homework to finish the lesson. Okay, and we're going to find out right away if you're right or wrong. So you really should just have 100% on everything, but after at 90%, they'll let you move on to the next lesson. But you get to keep doing each question over and over and over again until you get it right. So the homework's really just, again, you need to finish the homework to move on past the topic. Right, so you check off 1, 2, you do all those 3 things in 1, 5. You notice we skip things in here. That's why we use the check sheet build just in MyLabs Plus. Not everything's listed. Okay, so after you finish all of these topics the same way, that's video concept check homework, video concept check homework on all these, you take a quiz. Okay. All right, so after all topics finished, right, you take a quiz. And a password is required for that. That's where you come in. I'll get to that later, but one of the main things you'll be doing is putting in these passwords for them. So they can't take these at home. Right? Obviously, the homework you can do anywhere. You can do them in class, or you can do them at home. The quizzes you have to do either in class or over in extra hours in the math lab, because they need a password, and only us, the professors, and you, the embedded tutors, have these passwords. But they're secret, and we'll get to that a little bit later, right? But, okay, so you're going to need 80% to pass the quiz. And unlike the homework, you don't find out your score until you're completely done. So you don't get to keep doing each question over and over again. You take the whole quiz, you get your score back at the end. You can keep taking it. The first 2 tries you can just take. After the 3rd try, as I said it before, 3rd try, they'll send you back and make you practice again, right? So the program, you have to practice again to open up the quiz. And we can't even override that necessarily. So we have to go through and, make sure that happens. So, after 2 tries, it'll come in and say you have to do these mini-mod quizzes. And they don't need passwords for those, but tell them work on those and then come back and ask me again for the password. So makes you practice after 3rd try. So after 2 tries, for the 3rd try, you do this practice again. Then every additional try after that, they make you practice again. So you really want to make sure you get those passed. Okay, so then after all the quizzes finished, I know I spelled quizzes. Am I right? I'll be damned. You take a test. So I'll just show you here. Again, right, so we have topics. Well, topics make up lesson, quiz to end the lesson, test to end the unit. Now the test is on paper. It's on paper, and you need a 75% to pass. And they pretty much just kind of keep doing that until they pass it. We'll give them some extra work to do or something if they keep messing up. We have 3 versions. They usually pass it by the 2nd try or 3rd try. If they keep going after that, we have bigger problems, and we kind of handle that separately. Okay. So that's basically the class, and you would just kind of work your way through everything that way. So again, it's actually supposed to take 2 semesters to finish this whole thing. So you'll get as far as you can, I guess. So technically, if it was not the way we do it, if it was in a normal school, the first 3 units would be 1 class, and the last 3 units would be the next class. So that's really the idea of how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to finish through 3 units in the first semester, and then the other 2 units in the second semester. So most of the people, since it's a spring semester, most of the people who are in the class have taken this already, and when we start the first day, they're just going to get to working. Right, so they'll be all over the place. There will be probably a few in each class that'll new, but instead of giving a whole presentation at the beginning of class, like I think people did in the fall, I don't know, I can't speak for all the professors, but for me, it's probably just going to be 2 or 3, and I'll just talk to them in the corner rather than doing a whole presentation, and then leave my tutor off to go help the students and put in the passwords and everything like that. So everyone's at a different place in this class. So you can finish it in 1. It is possible. It's supposed to be 2. Some people take more, obviously. So let's see what else. Oh, the one thing I didn't mention. Now we say up here, you notice this thing that says right here, pre-test. Okay, so actually before each unit starts, you take a pre-test. Where'd I write this down? Before each unit, we take a pre-test to determine what you know already, and this thing is, again, it's password required and protected. Passwords, we know them, you know them, so putting in a lot of passwords for our pre-tests and for quizzes. So you'll take this whole pre-test, and what it's going to do is it's going to determine what you know already. So it'll assign a grade to each topic in the unit. And then anything over 90% can be skipped. So I guess the idea is, look, you'll take pre-test 1A, right? See, some of them are broken into A and B, like 1 and 2. Pre-test 3 only has 1. We say you take this pre-test 3 here, and whatever you're teaching here in 12.2, they show they know it already in the pre-test. They'll just check it off, and they won't have to do it anymore. So it's, you try to do as best you can on the pretest, but it's not a big deal if you're not supposed to know it already. And then, so each one over 90% you can skip, and if the overall pretest grade is above a 75%, you can skip the whole section. So I say the whole section. It could be the whole unit. You see, in Unit 3 here, it would be the whole unit. If you got an 80% of the pretest, you just kill all of Unit 3. Like in 1 here, it's broken into A and B. So if you got a 75, say an 80% over a 75% on pretest 1A, you could just skip to 1B, and you wouldn't do any of this. But you would still have to take the unit test at the end. You would need to pass 1A and 1B over 75%. See, over here in 3, you don't need to get over 75% on the first one. So doing good on these pretests can really help you. But it's kind of worth pointing out that you're not really supposed to know how to do it already. You're not supposed to get over 75% of the pretest. Some of them do, but a lot of times they say they failed. You didn't fail. You're not supposed to know it. It's a pretest. You haven't been taught it yet. But anyway, okay. So I guess that's about the overview of how the class goes. So first off, you take a pretest. After you take the pretest, you take all the lessons that you haven't been able to skip out of already. Right, and each topic, video, concept checked homework. Finish all these topics. Take all the quizzes. Take the paper test. So the test is on paper, so they obviously have to do that one in class. You don't have, it's not on the computer. The quizzes and the pretest are on the computer, so they need a password from either me or you, but the tests are just on paper. Okay, so I guess your role, space, and I'm gonna attach this to the email. So 1, sorry, excuse me. Okay, help students with homework questions. So they'll be working on, various topics all over the place, and as they get stuck, raise their hand. One of us will go over there. And, as I said, there's a whole classroom, 30 students, all doing different stuff. It was very difficult for, me just to get to everybody. So I certainly need your help. And your professor needs your help to go, answer all the questions they can. So if they have homework questions, definitely come help them. And you can kind of notice that, too. The computers tend to be facing the front. So you can notice that red X, and it's just getting over and over again. You usually see their frustration in their head or whatever. If you notice someone's getting frustrated, or you notice that just getting wrong all the time, just kind of, pop over there. Ask them how they're doing. See if you can help. Look through the question, do the best you can. 2 would be to grade the tests sometimes. So there's answer keys to those tests. They're on paper, but there's an answer key. So I don't know. Sometimes I'll grade them, but if I'm doing something else, I'll give it over to my tutor with the answer key and then just mark things right or wrong. Okay, sorry, I had a little coughing fit there. Okay. So here are the passwords. Okay, so for quizzes, they go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Does it know yet? Oh, come on. Friday. This is quiz 1. Oops. 1, 2. 3, 4, and 5, and after that it repeats. Right, so quiz 6 is back to Monday, quiz 7 is back to Tuesday, and guess, if I said, like, quiz 23, all it matters is how many more than the closest multiple of 5 it is. We call it mod 5 in math. But, so that's 20 would be 0. So 23 is 3. So I can see that 23 is going to be Wednesday. Right, so whatever the quiz number is, you can just pick it off, right? So, like, I don't know, quiz 14, Thursday, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The pre-tests. Whoops. That's weird. Okay, so pre-tests go red. We're very patriotic with this one. Red, white, blue. So red, white, blue, and then I guess whatever. There's 4, 5, 6. So then 4 was red, 5 was white, and blue. 6 was blue. If there's 2 of them in there, for example, like 2, right? Pretest 2A and 2B. So actually, pretest 2A is actually going to be white space A. Oh, these are all lowercase. Actually, everything's lowercase. It auto-corrected me to capital letter. I'm not going to do it. But then when you put in the passwords, it's Monday, all lowercase. Everything's lowercase. Let me write this down. And it's stupid because it's not. I'm just going to bold it, right? So forget what I actually did. Is bold it. So it would be white space A, right? And then pretest 2B would be white space B. Alright, so, if it's 3, see, there's only a B, so it's just red, white, blue. So pretest 3 is blue. Pretest 5 is white. Right, but in 4, there's a red space A and a red space B. Okay, so what this department wanted to add about these passwords is keep them secret. We want to make sure they don't get compromised. See if you can take the pre-test, they can take the quiz outside of class, kind of compromise the whole thing. So we don't want to have to keep changing them. So we need to keep them secret. So when you, I guess, hide it on the keyboard. So I guess Mary mentioned specifically pick up the keyboard to type them in. So no one will see passwords. The other thing everyone in the department agrees with is we want to be consistent here. I know we really haven't been in the past, so that's why it's something for people who maybe haven't done it before. We want to put a post-it note on the screen to identify who's taking a quiz. Okay, so you put the post-it note on the screen of the computer, and then we'll all look out and go, okay, this person's taking a quiz. Leave them alone. And I guess the other thing that again everyone mentioned in the department meeting is don't answer any questions on pre-tests or quizzes. One, because we obviously we don't want them helped on those, but sometimes it can be little clarification things, and sometimes the computer wants things a certain way, and we, the professors, know that better than you, the tutors, do. So you can actually mislead them, unfortunately, in a lot of cases. So if they have a question on if they're taking a quiz or a pretest, just come get us, and we'll be able to clarify anything or give any kind of hint that we can give. But you guys don't help them. What else is there? That's everything I wrote in my little notes here. So, all right, if you have any questions, you can email me or you can email your professor. Otherwise, just kind of be there on the first day. I think all the classes are in 406. If they're not, your professor has hopefully told you by now, but contact them, see if you need anything else from them. Other than that, we'll see you the first day. And you can also email me for questions, obviously. All right, see you guys soon.